All right, team. Well, it is 9:01 by my clock, so let's go ahead and get things started. So, welcome to Raising the Bar. What we're going to be talking about today is SolarEdge's commitment to quality. Joining me today on this topic is Simon Wilson, who is our Director of Enhanced Services here at SolarEdge. Simon, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Ash, yeah, and audience, thanks for inviting me today. I'm the Director of Enhanced Service here at SolarEdge. I work primarily with our residential accounts, but also have a lot of work with our field team, our headquarters engineering team, and our quality team. So I'm excited to talk about quality today.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Simon, and offering your insights on quality. So here's today's agenda, what we're going to go through, team. We're going to start the top of the hour with our manufacturing process changes, some of the strengths of our product, and some of the measures that we've taken. From there, Simon will lead us through talking about some of our quality improvements, its impact, and also some self-help resources that we have available for you. Then we'll close out today with talking about the in-home discussion, how we have these conversations that are centered around quality when we're talking to a homeowner. And we'll finish up answering the questions that we see come in through the Q&A panel as we move through today's presentation. So talking about manufacturing improvements and advantages that we have made here at SolarEdge, the very first thing that I want to bring up is our move to U.S. manufacturing. As we all know, there's a lot of great incentives for manufacturing at the U.S. The first and foremost being those great tax incentives that are available for both us and for our installers. But beyond that, it's also bringing jobs back here to the U.S., being able to keep a more close watch on the quality in the manufacturing process. So that's why we're bringing manufacturing of a lot of our products to the stateside. Currently, when we're looking at our manufacturing, we manufacture our home hub inverter out of Austin, Texas. Our optimizers are all being manufactured out of Tampa, Florida. And now we've added Salt Lake City, Utah, where we are manufacturing our battery locally here in the US. And this does a couple things for us. Number one, having that US-based production, that's going to ensure faster support and supply chain resilience. We can get that product out to you much faster. We have automated assembly lines that are helping to ensure that consistent quality. Optical scanners are verifying the precision of the manufacturing process at every step. And we have these local teams to help provide that responsive service and support. So just overall, we're able to more closely monitor the quality of that product, and also we're able to get that product out to you more quickly with this manufacturing setup. So we're very excited about these changes. When we drill down into the actual products and what are some of the things that we have done with these products to ensure quality. The first one that I want to talk about is our SolarEdge Home Hub Inverter, because there's a lot of things that we've done with this product to ensure that it's going to be something that's going to last that homeowner for the long haul. First up is switching that manufacturing over to Austin. We already talked about that. One of the things that we did with this inverter is we switched over to an automotive grade capacitor, because that's going to be giving this device a higher resilience when we're looking at things like temperature, when we're looking at things like humidity. Automotive grade is going to give you the highest possible resilience for those scenarios. We also improved the layout of the capacitor board. That way we can make sure that we're reducing that degradation. So that capacitor board is going to last within the inverter for the long haul. When we look at one more thing here that homeowners might be concerned about, and that's the lifetime of this particular device. The Home Hub inverter comes standard with a 12-year warranty, but this can be extended up to a 25-year warranty. What that lets you do as a sales rep is that you can create an environment for that homeowner. The optimizers by default have a 25-year warranty. If we up that Home Hub inverter's warranty to a 25-year warranty as well, that means that the primary components of their solar system is going to be under this fully wrapped 25-year warranty. So they've not only got the reassurance that they have a quality product that they're putting on their home, but also that if something does go wrong, they're covered by these warranties. They're going to be able to get that equipment repaired and replaced, and they're covered for 25 years. The next device to talk about is the SolarEdge Home Battery. As I mentioned at the top of the hour, we're now manufacturing our SolarEdge Home Battery locally out of Salt Lake City, Utah. A couple of things to call out when we're talking about quality here. We have a 10-year warranty on this battery. And I know some of you might have seen that some other batteries out in the market may have a little bit longer of a warranty. One important thing to call out about our battery's warranty when you're looking at apples to apples against competitors, we don't have any cycle count limitation or any throughput limitation in our warranty. That gives the homeowner the ability to be able to discharge and charge this battery as much as they need to meet their unique utility requirements, to meet their unique home's requirements, and still maintain that warranty. When you look at a lot of the competitor warranties, they're usually limiting you on one of two things: throughput, so the amount of energy that comes in and out of the battery, or the number of cycles, the number of times you can charge and discharge that battery. And that ends up becoming a little bit like those really old car warranties where they'd offer you 10 years or 50,000 miles. You're typically going to hit the mile limitation before you hit the year limitation. That's the strength of SolarEdge's warranty on this battery, is it is a true 10-year warranty, and that homeowner can use the battery as much as they would like to. One of the other things that makes us stand out is that we are tested to UL 9540A, which is the highest thermal testing that you can get for a solar battery. So you can reassure your homeowners that this is a very, very safe battery. It has more safety features baked into it by design. We have a array of multi-point temperature sensors built into the battery. So they're constantly monitoring the temperature of that battery. If anything looks out of line, it's going to shut that battery down. We also have voltage monitoring going on within the battery. Again, if there's any risk of overcurrent, the battery would be shut down. As far as quality goes and customer expectations, one other thing to call out here is that our battery does have true dark start capability. So if the grid goes offline for multiple days, in the morning when the sun comes up, the optimizers are going to wake up, turn your inverter on, and that's going to begin charging that battery again. This battery can operate continuously without the grid for as much as 20 days. So that homeowner will be covered for the long haul in the event that we do have some sort of major utility outage. All right, team. Well, that was some of the quality improvements we have made to our product and some of the specific quality features in some of our products. I want to turn the call over to Simon, who's going to tell us a little bit about these quality improvements, their impact, and also give you a list of resources that you'll have available to you. Simon, go ahead.
Ash, again, thanks for inviting me along to this call this week. It's a really important conversation that we have here with our customers here. The quality of our product is something we're really proud, especially of some of the changes that I'm going to talk about. But it's also really a critical relationship where the quality of our product really affects the impact that and the experience of having a solar system for you and then for your customers. So we're really a shared partnership here to make sure that the reliability of the product that we're building operates for the full life of an expectation that the customers have. Like I said at the top, I work in the support team, but with a really daily engagement with our headquarters engineering and design team. So looking at how our equipment is operating in the field and its reliability is something that I'm very familiar with and excited to share some of this with you. Let's go to the next slide there. So there's a couple of fundamental certifications that manage our design and manufacturing. ISO 9000 and 9003 really set best industry practices for consistent quality and manufacturing standards. And within those, there's a few real pillars. One is that our equipment is designed from the very beginning for the environment that it's going to be built in. It's designed to match the durability of the solar modules that are on the roof. And in the US as well as worldwide, we have really extreme weather and environmental conditions that the equipment is exposed to. And those are fundamentally designed in at the very beginning of all of our products. The second is that we design a product for long-term performance. So Ash talked about the warranty period. We have our inverters have an out-the-box warranty, and you can extend that as well at the beginning. Our products are designed to meet that time period. So even if you don't purchase the longer warranty, you have a product that's designed for that warranty period. We have pretty rigorous designs, components that are designed to match that long-term performance. And to test that, every time we have a new component that goes into our product, we do accelerated lifetime testing to mirror the conditions and the number of power exposure that those components will have. So there's multi-level testing in that. Every component is fully stress tested to the limit. When those fail in their testing environment, we look at where those failures happened and build that into the design, as well as ongoing testing and failure analysis of equipment that's in the field. So when we do see a product that needs to be returned, some of those are specific failures are returned to our either headquarters engineering team or our North America engineering team, and those are subject to destructive testing to find out why a product failed. And then there's also a really just fundamental design philosophy around building in fewer failure points. So we're looking to build in, Ash talked about the automotive capacitor, which I'll show you some information on in a moment, but really looking to really limit the points where product could experience a failure and standardize its construction as well. Next slide. So on our residential single-phase product, we've really seen some really increased improvements in the return rate of this product. We made a change in 2022 to this new capacitor, which is fundamental to the design of the inverter. Up to that point, we had experienced some returns from our customers that weren't satisfactory to us or to our customers, and that caused attention into this product from the highest level at the company. It was a corporate goal to drive that down. And we really did two things. One is around new product that's being built now, and one is around the existing fleet of product going back 10 plus years that's out operating in the field. We changed the capacitor. It's one that has a much greater tolerance for voltage spikes across the power electronics. We started folding that into our product lines in 2022. At the end of 22, they were globally implemented. And then, as Ash said, we've started manufacturing all of these products in the United States. And from the very beginning, this new capacitor was part of that design. We've seen some really significant changes in the return rate of this equipment. In a moment, I'll show you the results of that. That's for new product. So everything that's in distribution has been since the beginning of 2023, everything that you would buy for new designs going forward. We also have about 1.5 million, 2 million inverters in the United States that are already operating, and changing a capacitor in that equipment is challenging and not an option. So we were able to remotely, with some pretty sophisticated engineering and diagnosis, look at the DC power control within that inverter, and we changed through a sort of 12-month set of engineering how that equipment was operating with no effect on performance. We were able to update settings in the equipment to, again, reduce the return rate of that. And so if we look at the next slide, you're going to see some of the changes that we've seen there. So basically, between the beginning of 2023 to 2024, when we made these changes, across a population of more than 1.5 million inverters, we reduced the return rate of that equipment by more than 50%. And then in the period from 2024 to 25, we've continued these improvements, really fine-tuning and looking at additional remote changes we can make. And we're looking into this year from last year, we're seeing a further 20% drop. So I work daily with some of our largest accounts. They've got tens of thousands of inverters in their fleet, and they're really starting to see this change, not just for new equipment, like I say, for all of the equipment that they've been partnering with SolarEdge for many years. On our new equipment, we have more than 500,000 North American inverters with the new capacitor that are operating in the field. We look at this equipment in our monitoring data, and the return rate of that equipment is down now more than 80% from when we measure it against 2023. So we're really seeing a reduction in the volume of support cases that we need for this equipment, and it's really translating into a positive experience for our customers. Having said that, sometimes you do need help from SolarEdge, and sometimes you do need to reach out to us for help. I wanted just to share some of those headlines, and we're going to share these links after this call. The first is that SolarEdge Go is our one-stop spot for the app on your phone for installing, commissioning, and operational help. There's a lot of resources, a lot of features in there. There's a roadmap of really robust features in there that are going to help you both install but also support. One of the key things is that you can, through SolarEdge Go, you can remotely now directly connect to an inverter, see how the status is performing right there and then, and edit settings. So there's a link here. You can take that, go look at the product, install it on your phone, and take the trainings there to use that app. The second thing to highlight is when you need an RMA, no one wants to be on the phone when you don't have to be. The vast majority of our RMAs can be self-served through on the support portal or the no-call RMA. So if you take a training, you can have some features added to your support portal. And with that, you can request and be sent RMAs without having to spend a lot of time on the phone on your side and having to directly translate your ask and troubleshooting with an agent on our side. We have some new features coming to that really soon, probably September or October, where you'll be able to directly see inverters in the monitoring portal that you can just go straight and request an RMA if they need to. And then the final thing is when you have an RMA, we do have labor compensation. If you're not familiar with that, there's going to be a link here for you to get familiar, but you can claim some money for when you have an RMA. So I would certainly encourage everyone to explore that. And I would, just as a public service announcement there, in the spring of this year, we changed our accounting system here. And so everyone got a new account ID. So if you're filing for that labor compensation, make sure that you're using the new account ID that you have. You can find that in your support portal or contact support directly if you need to get that. Ash, thanks for letting me join here.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much, Simon. A lot of great news to deliver there. And I think everybody here is feeling good about the information that we went through. What I wanted to focus the last part of this conversation on is that in-home quality conversation, because we know quality can be something that can be a little bit tricky to bring up when you're in a home with a homeowner. The homeowner wants to be reassured that they are getting a quality product that's going to last them for the long haul. But at the same time, there's kind of this stigma. As a sales rep, we don't want to go in and be like, oh, by the way, I just want to tell you how good the quality is on this product, because that kind of gets the homeowner's mind reeling, like, why is he telling me it's a quality product? So here are some use cases, some situations where we can facilitate that conversation when we're talking in the home with a homeowner. So when should we bring these things up? So here are the opportunities that I've identified to have these quality conversations with a homeowner. One, using it as a value statement to reinforce your equipment choice, especially when you're in a competitive scenario. This might be that scenario where you can say, hey, you know, when we're looking at what the other rep is pitching you versus SolarEdge, hey, SolarEdge has all of the manufacturing for their optimizers, their inverters, their battery moved over to the US. So they're able to closely control that quality process. Competitive information versus other products. Hey, same conversation there. When we're looking at the choices that we've made, just reinforcing that choice and why you think that is the best move for that homeowner. And probably the most common one is going to be using the information that we've learned today to answer questions and objections that homeowner may have. And over the next few slides, I've got some common questions that we've run into and some sample responses and how we can actually reply to these questions, keeping the focus on the quality of the product that we're selling. One of the ones we get all the time is homeowners that are worried that their system's going to fail on them after a few years. They're worried that that product isn't going to last them for the long haul. So how do we reply to this when we're speaking with a customer with the information that we've went over today? Well, how I like to do it is I like to focus on the warranties, because the warranties here, that's the confidence in how long a product is going to last. And as Simon mentioned, whether they get that extended warranty or not, what we're aiming for the life of our systems is we're aiming at that 25 years. So this is how you might be able to respond to that question like that. Hey, definitely, I'd feel the same way in your position. With SolarEdge, with your SolarEdge system, you have optimizers that have a standard 25-year warranty, and your inverter has a standard 12-year warranty, which can be extended to 25 years. So with the potential of that 25-year fully wrapped warranty, SolarEdge has a lot of confidence that the product is going to last you for the long haul. Knowing that they've got that reassurance that that warranty is lasting them for that 25 years, they know that that system isn't going to fail on them after just a few years. That is designed to last them for the long haul. Another one that we get frequently, and I think everybody that has been in solar sales during the time that batteries have been something we can sell, has probably heard this objection at least once, because we know when things like this happen, hey, they make national headlines. I heard solar batteries catch on fire all the time. I don't want that in my house. So how do we respond to this and make that homeowner comfortable with the quality of our battery products? I completely understand your concern. Thankfully, the SolarEdge Home Battery has features that are designed to ensure the safety of your home. It contains multi-point temperature sensors to prevent overheating and voltage monitoring to prevent overcurrents. So in either of those scenarios, the battery will shut down if anything's out of line. Additionally, it's passed the highest thermal testing that you can for a solar battery, UL 9540A. This battery is an incredibly safe choice to install in your home. So going back on those certifications, the safety features, letting that homeowner know that this product is going to be as safe and in a lot of cases more safe than a lot of things that are already in that garage. All right, and the very last one that we'll go over today. Hey, I'm not comfortable with solar products. They're produced all over the place and there's no focus on quality. Well, the good news here is we know what SolarEdge has done with their manufacturing. I completely understand. Thankfully, SolarEdge manufactures lots of its residential products right here in the US. The inverter that I'm going to be selling you is made in Austin, Texas. The optimizers that are going to be attached to your system, they're made in Tampa, Florida. And that battery, we manufactured that in Salt Lake City, Utah. The focus on US manufacturing lets SolarEdge control that manufacturing process and ensures the quality of their products. So not sure if this group has seen a lot of that, but I remember that that was one of the largest questions I got when I was still actively going out to homes was, hey, where is your product made? And the good news here is that you can confidently answer that all the key components of that system are made right here in the US. All right, team. Well, that was the presentation that I had for you today, but I've got a couple invitations for you. I wanted to invite you to check out the Sales Elite playlist on our YouTube channel. You can access that by scanning this QR code here, and you're going to get sales tips and tricks, walkthroughs of our SolarEdge products, conversation demos, podcasts. There's all sorts of material, both on the technical and the sales side to engage with there. Scan this QR code, and all of that is available to you. Also, I know that some of you might be here for the first time. If you are, I want to invite you to join our SolarEdge Sales Elite Network. This is a network completely free, just going to offer you additional selling resources like a monthly newsletter that we launch on YouTube every month, interactive live training sessions such as this one that we do once monthly. There's kitchen table selling tools there for you, contest raffle swag giveaways. So scan the QR code and join us if you're not already a member. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at the Q&A that we've got. If you do have a question that you want to ask myself or Simon, feel free to throw that in the Q&A. We would be happy to answer that for you. And something that came up for me as a question as we were going through this, Simon, I just wanted to make sure that I'm clear on the process. How does an installer actually enroll for the no-call RMA process?
So a critical part is to take a training. And so we'll send out the link after that. It's pretty quick. It's about, depending on how familiar you are, if you've logged into our online training program before, it's going to take you about 20 minutes. After they've taken that training, the next day, when they log into the support portal where you see cases and you can chat with our agents, they'll see a new button on their screen. And from that button, they'll be able to create an RMA. So you take the training, then we make a change to your login, and you see that reflected in the portal.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Simon. Looks like we have another question coming in. How much is it to upgrade from the 12-year to the 25-year warranty? I'm not sure if we have a direct answer to that question, but we can definitely get you a link to the pricing on that. Simon, is that something that you happen to know off the top of your head?
So it depends on the time period and on the product that you're extending. Another critical, like, we can send out the link to the extend there where it has that pricing. Another key point to highlight there is that that's only available to purchase for the first 2 years of the warranty. So it's a decision that a lot of people have made during the sale, in which case you just purchase it right when you're procuring the inverter. Or if it's a discussion the homeowner wants to have, they have a window, which is at the beginning of the lifetime of their system. We don't make it available at year 10 to extend it to year 25.
Awesome. Thank you so much on that for that information, Simon. And we can actually, I believe that there's a link in the warranty extension section of our website that shows pricing on that as well that I can share after the call. Okay, give me just a second here. We've got a couple more questions coming in. Okay, so this question, Simon, I think it's for you. Was the large reduction in returns the result of field serviceable parts replacements? Are we moving towards field serviceable board fixes, etc., versus full unit RMAs?
Great question. So for our three-phase product, that absolutely is our strategy for making component changes easy and fully available. For our current single-phase products, we don't have field serviceable components, with the exception of some communication boards that you see but the majority of the power electronics are not field serviceable. There's pros and cons of both methods there. The obviously, like the question says there, if you have field serviceable components, they're often quicker and you can reduce operating components that need to be replaced. The real strength of replacing a whole unit is that you can upgrade many other components at the same time. We're sending new product, and you really confirm the quality of that build there. There are some risks by field installed products.
Awesome. Great question. And thank you so much for the information there, Simon.
Ash, thanks for inviting me along here. I'm happy to join whenever you think this is appropriate.
Yeah, awesome. And thank you so much for joining us today, Simon. I think that you gave a lot of perspective and a lot of great information for this group. So thank you for joining us. And thank you everybody else for joining the call today. This recording will be available, and we'll be sending out this presentation as well. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll talk soon.